Hey y'all, may every breath become a song of praise as you discover fresh reasons to worship God. Been sitting here talking to God, journaling, highlighting things, just soaking in His presence. And, you know, we went into Psalms, and I love how it's, whoever's writing that psalm, they're inviting us into it, into something more profound than a musical instrument. It's come let us sing for joy of the Lord. You know, true worship, when we engage with God, that's our heart, mind, body, soul. I love how Jesus talks to the Samaritan woman, and he's talking about, spirit and truth. It's not just like where you are uh, worshiping God and talking to God. It's more about who we are before God. And I love all the different ways that the Bible teaches us and shows us how we can worship Him. You've got Paul. He talks about offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. That's in Romans 12:1. Well, to me, it's more of like our works, relationships, choices, daily tasks that can become acts of worship when done for God's glory. I think it's more of how the question will shift. When do we worship, and how does everything we do reflect our worship? Like what you're out there doing and on your daily task as you're working, throughout the day. Like, are you doing things and it giving God glory? That can be worship. I love how in Psalms again, it talks about enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. It's no matter what's going on, you're giving God all the glory for it. You're choosing to remember who God is versus your situation or your circumstance. Um, I love how Isaiah, responds to God's holiness. That was really good for me. It's a vision of heavenly worship there. Um, True worship always will transform you because you're in the presence of God. You've invited Him in. You've asked Him to search you. You've asked Him to show you things in you that are not of Him. It reveals our sin. He will highlight things in you that need to come out. For me, I've had to go into like pruning and refining seasons because there are things that aren't of God that are, I want them gone. And to me, that's an act of worship because I'm showing Him that He is what's most important to me in my life here, and in there, in the heavens. And in Revelations, it talks about all creation is united in declaring God's worth. Talks several places in Revelation. In fact, chapter 4, worshiping God in heaven. I love how the angels go around Him saying, holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, who is and was and is to come. They're seeing a different side of Him. They're also, saying, you are holy. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't wait to be there to worship Him there. But until I get there, I'm going to worship Him here. So I just encourage you, whether you're singing, praising, your daily task, the things that you're doing throughout the day, it's worshiping Him. No matter how you are worshiping God, I think it's a beautiful thing to invite Him into everything and to let Him get the glory for it all. And I just pray that whatever you're doing this week, that you will invite Him into that, and that you will find and look for fresh ways to worship Him, because He wants to be a part of your life. He wants, to be included in everything. And that's a good Father. So y'all have a good day. Enjoy worshiping the Lord.